big picture on today and the final point of what the case appears to be building. Your thoughts?
My thoughts were the takeaway from today is overwhelming evidence of his intent. And a lot of people have focused on the notion that, well, Trump really believed that the election was stolen. So we kind of want to give him a pass, and they have to find a way to get around that. I'm not really buying into that. The question is whether or not his belief was reasonable. If it was truly his belief that the election was stolen, the question is, well, was that a reasonable belief to hold? And the answer, I think, is absolutely not. And there was overwhelming evidence of that today. The second thing I talk about in terms of the big picture is where do they go from here? And I think a lot of people are thinking in their minds, you know, seditious conspiracy and conspiring with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and so forth. And I think that really, from a prosecutor's standpoint, is not where I would begin. I would think, let's not make perfect the enemy of the good here. There are lots of charges here that I think the facts really speak directly to in terms of Trump's involvement. You know, committing fraud, trying to prevent or impede a government proceeding from going forward. And I think those are the simple cases that can be made here. And I think there's ample evidence for a prosecutor to bring a case.
And just briefly, those are real crimes. You've put people in prison for fraud and for interfering with government activity.
Extremely serious crimes. And I think when you get into something like seditious conspiracy, now, viscerally, I think there's something there. But is it really something that is the benefit of the country to pursue? Is it something that you can really sell to a jury and not risk nullification? Is it too big? Does it become too political?
And by nullification, you mean a juror saying even if the facts are proven, they don't like the feeling of convicting a former president.
Exactly. And so I think I would approach this from a smaller scale. Let's focus on the lower hanging fruit. And I think if you're a prosecutor looking at this information, by the way, you need to look at what came out at the hearing as information, right? Not evidence. Because what a prosecutor needs to do is to take information and convert that into evidence. What can I make as admissible evidence in a courtroom that is essentially unassailable? So, number one, you have a challenge of, for instance, hearsay. Cassidy Hutchinson, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. A lot of that was hearsay. So the challenge is, how can I take that information?
But Sidney Powell wasn't.
Exactly. But you also have witnesses who, Sidney Powell, is she going to really hold up on a cross-examination? Because she wants that cross-examination. She wants to cave under cross-examination because she doesn't want to help the government here. Whereas there are some other witnesses who, Cassidy being one of them, may not sustain cross-examination as well as she sustained direct examination.
No, and I think you're making a fair point, whether people like hearing it or not, that this has been more like a prosecutorial brief. And as they said in A Few Good Men, Michelle, the witness has rights. And if you go into a case, there will be cross-examination. Some of this might not hold up the same way.